ADA, we start with 1 hour chart. You want to see how we can look for trade. Okay, first things, the best things is we start with the daily chart. And again, as we can see, based on daily chart, even we explain our analysis, we mentioned we can put this one as a flat and the price drop. The only question is whether we can put this one in relative to this or not. As we can see, the price almost drop to the lowest price of this correction. Okay, but we could, we didn't see the breakout because still we can have this shadow. Whether we should consider as it, I mean, we should consider this shadow as a part of the correction, as we need to see the price retest the previous low or not. Okay, this is the first things we need to know about that, because if it depends on the different strategy that analyzes they use. Some of them they consider this one. That's mean the only times you can look for the breakout if the price retests the previous low of this shadow. Some of them not. Okay, but first things, even if you refer to our analysis, we have this one 1.0 since long time ago. We mentioned if there is a continuation, we can expect the price drop to this level. Okay, but what I want to highlight here, for me from now, if I get any reversal, I will take the trade, because I mentioned in my analysis every time, see, we want to see the breakout of this correction and the price almost at the lowest. The best things is if we get the price drop somewhere around 1.2, okay, because it can at least give us a confirmation we see the breakout of this correction rather than where the price right now is at. Okay, this is the best, but it doesn't mean we have to wait for the price to drop. Okay, now from me, if I want to look for trade based on lower term frame, any trade for buy I will take. If I will take it, because if we refer to our analysis, we have been looking for the reversal. This is what we get. The price couldn't break the top and drop, and even since the price was within this move, I mentioned if we get a reversal we can look for buy. But if it's not moving in our direction, we just stick with the trade. We don't stay with the trade. Okay, it doesn't mean the price cannot drop. Even the price can drop and break 1.0 and even move deeper in case this is the start of the down move based on weekly chart. That's why we need to be quite careful, similar to what we get here. That's why most of the charts I'm trying to refer to what we had here on 2017-18. Okay, one thing I want to highlight here, I don't mean the price is going to drop. We need to be careful about this, because sometimes this market can be manipulated. It's not in our hand. And all the times, technical analysis, like technically we can expect what's the next. But if there's some like groups they're going to manipulate the market, then is like out of our ability to control it. Okay, the only things I want to highlight, my point is, any trade from now for the reversal for buy, we will take it. But if it's not moving in our direction, we just try to manage it, and if it's not moving, we take out the trade. We can I don't suggest to buy here for long term and we expect the price can sharply reverse. Okay, if we get any trade, if anyone wants to buy for the long term, if they see this not moving in their directions, the first thing they should look for the trade setup. If there is not moving their direction, the best things is they take out the trade, they wait for the next entry. Okay, this is the only things I want to highlight here. And if we move to forward chart, as we can see where the price is, and the only good things I'm looking for, we want to see whether we can put this one in relative to this or not. Because if we refer to our analysis, we have been looking for the flat, and we mentioned we want to, right now we want to put this one separately and this move also separate. Okay, the only thing is if this is the last wave, is not sharp in terms of the length, is not similar to what we get here. But any reversal from here, we will take the trade. Okay, but if it's not moving, we take out the trade, similar to what we get here. We have been looking for the reversal. We get the reversal, but it didn't move and it didn't tag 1.9. Okay, we want to see whether the next one can reverse or not. And again, I need to highlight, it doesn't mean the price cannot drop. It can, but we are not really interested to look for sell. Okay, and the second thing, if we move to indicators, we see we have a divergence based on forward chart. And even based on the other indicators, we see we have a divergence. If we put this one in relative to this move, okay, because we have the first move correction and the last move, we're putting this relative to the previous one. This is how we're looking for the divergence. Okay, this is what we get. And even based on the another one, even if you put this one or either this one in relative to this, we have a divergence. Okay, the only thing is we want to see whether we can get the reversal or not. And based on forward chart, we don't have any trade setup. That means technically we cannot buy or sell or not. We cannot buy or sell right now. We have to wait for the trade setup. And if I move to 1 hour chart, we don't have any trade setup. The only thing is we want to see what we get here. Even if the price reverse similar to what we get here, based on 1 hour chart, there was no trade setup. It doesn't mean the price, it cannot repeat, it can. But how to look for trade, it depends on the strategy that traders they use. How about if I move to 15 minute? There was opportunity to look for trade based on 15 minute here. It was a really good trade setup. But right now we don't have it. If I see the continuation as a flag, maybe we can look for buy with the stop loss below this. Okay. Anyway, from now we're looking for trade for buy, but mostly we don't see any reversal. The only thing is we wait and see what we get here. If the price continue, then without giving us a trade setup, just let it go. If we want to look for trade, we just follow the chart either 1 hour or 15 minutes. But how we can look for buy? The only option is if we get a sharp move flag, as I explained based on, as I show you based on 15-minute chart. If we move to 15 minute, there was opportunity to look for buy from here for this move. But right now, I don't see any flag. If it give us a correction here, we can try to put our entry above the top and our stop loss below this. Because if it move in terms of the risk and reward, it can give us a really good trade. And one thing I need to highlight here, when we see this kind of the situation, this kind of the market, because in the bigger picture, if I move to daily chart, we are within this correction. Okay, and what we are more interested, we're more interested to look for the reversal, as I explained. Then how we can look for trade based on 1 hour or 15 minutes, any trade setup for buy, if we get, we take it. If it's not moving over direction, we try to start to manage, at least take out the trade in a break even or small loss. All right, because if we get the reversal, if we get any trade setup based on 15 minutes in terms of the risk and reward, it can give us a really good trade setup. For example, if we give, this is the one we're looking for, and the price retest the previous top. What is the previous top? Almost 1.9. If we get any trade setup from here, for example, if we get any trade setup from here, which is around 1.36, our risk is, for example, just I'm giving as example, our risk is somewhere around 6 cents, but the profit we're looking for is 1.9. Somewhere, I mean, around 60 cents, 6 times more than what we are risking, just as example. That's why from now, if we get any trade setup in terms of the risk and reward for buy, we will take it. It can give us a really good trade setup. But again, if it's not moving, we try to manage the trade. We don't stay with the trade if it's not moving in our direction. As I explained, we don't keep the trade more than 3 to 4 hours. Between mostly we say between 2 to 4 hours. If it move in our direction, move our stop loss in the break even, just let it go. If we see it's not moving, we take out the trade. But we should have the stop loss. Rather than that, I won't suggest to look for any trade. And right now, what we see here, still we can expect this one give us the drop. That means still we can look for continuation. But anytime we see the reversal similar to what we get here, we take the trade. Okay, and where we put our stop loss, the lowest. For example, if we get one more drop, if the price reverses a sharp move flag, we put our entry above the flag and we put our stop loss at the lowest price, similar to what we get here. For example, if anyone wanted to trade this flag, the only way was to put their entry above the top and put the stop loss below this. Okay, anyway, we just follow the chart. From now, we're looking for the reversal. It doesn't mean the price cannot drop. Even the price can drop, break 1.0. Okay, but we are more interested to look for buy. For me, if I get any trade setup for buy, I will take it. For sell, right now I'm not interested unless I see any confirmation. And any trade setup for buy, as I mentioned every times, we trade it right now. We are not going to take the trade and keep it. Okay, and the reason is because of the situation the market got. All right, it doesn't give us a confirmation whether the price can drop or not. As I explained, if this is the start of the down move, if I move back to weekly chart, if this is the, we're going to have a situation similar to what we get here, then mostly if anyone even buy it right now, they will be in really big risk, because most of the charts even the explaining about the Bitcoin, about the dead cross. Okay, I don't want to see the price is going to drop. Even for me, I'm looking for buy. The only things I want to highlight, we trade it unless we see the confirmation for the reversal. Because right now, we don't see any confirmation for the long term. The only thing is we trade it. We're looking for buy. We know the price, the possibility of the price to reverse. We just, I mean, trade it. This is the only things I can highlight here. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update or trade setup, I will share. Thank